Chair recognizes the gentleman from California, Mr. LaMalfa, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, there's been a lot of talk about energy and energy costs in this country, and of course my home state of California, where you can easily find fuel over $6 a gallon. So let me translate this conversation into what it means for farmers and what farmers mean for food supply. Now we know the United States farmer provides the best, the cleanest, the most efficient process, more grown per acre, per unit than anywhere else in the world. So it's amazing to me, just a few days ago, President Biden announced that we're going to have food shortages in the world and even here. We're already seeing the empty shelves. We're already seeing the high prices, supply and demand for everything. So in the United States of America, food shortages. Makes me ask, what are our priorities as a country, as a government, here or my home state government of California? We're looking at energy costs. So everything requires energy when you have a product that goes from a field, from a mine, from a manufacturer to your home. So the fuel costs to operate a tractor, a combine, the trucks that bring you fertilizer, that bring you seed, the trucks that take away the grown product to the processor, to the mill, and finally bring it to your store shelf, or even if you have it delivered to your house. All those energy costs ripple through everything we have as citizens of this country. What's being done about energy costs? Well, I just saw a blurb a minute ago that the president wants to tap into our energy reserve. The stored oil we have someplace that always seems to be a political football around here to solve some problem when it's really supposed to be a reserve for very acute times of danger for our country, not to use it as an economic flattener or what have you. We have reserves in the ground in this country that we're not tapping, but our tone-deaf government here and our state of California won't do anything about that. Instead, let's export it from Venezuela. Let's export it from the Middle East. Maybe we've finally done something about Russia. We'll see if that takes effect. We're not doing anything to help our own people with the energy crisis, energy costs here. We're dancing around that collectively as a government in this administration. Why? What is our priority? When John Kerry says, well, I hope this thing Putin's doing in Ukraine doesn't stop our ability to reach our climate change goals, how tone deaf are these people? Are you kidding me? So we're going to continue to enjoy even emptier shelves for food, tires, everything else, because of high energy costs and a government in Washington and in Sacramento unwilling to do anything about it other than half measures or zero measures. So what's this do to our food supply, as we talked about? My home state of California, energy costs. Oh, one good piece on top of that. My colleagues at the state legislature proposed a sales tax holiday, fuel tax holiday, which would knock about 51 cents off of a gallon of fuel. It's not the be-all or fix-all, but it can do something temporarily to help while we get our energy going again, supposedly, right? It would help. They turned that down, and instead they proposed a tax increase on production of fuel in California. Unbelievable. It's like, damn, who do you guys working for? Amazing. So in my home state, as we try to produce food, tens of millions of acre feet of water and snow fall upon our state each year. We hear drought, record drought. Yeah, it's lower than normal, but we're not capturing the water we can. We could raise Shasta Dam, a federal project which federal dollars were put towards. We could build Sites Reservoir in Northern California and add 1.5 million acre feet of stored water. But no, they're letting the water get away out through the Delta for salinity and for fish populations that don't even exist. The Delta smelt is gone, okay? The Klamath Basin up in the north. Zero allocation for agriculture last year and this year. Statewide, we're looking at probably 70% of irrigated acres by the time it's all added up are going to be idled this year. So what's that mean to the American people? Like, well, that's California problems. You guys don't know what you're doing out there anyway. Well, tomato production is going to be down quite a bit. So that means less tomato sauce for New York, less olives and olive oil for New York. And this is what we're doing. Our food production, fertilizer costs are going to drive
Gentleman's
costs even
time's
more,
expired.
and we will not be farming in California much longer. I yield back.
Have you noticed that as everything around you seems to decline, one thing still grows? It is the power of your rulers. None of their plans and directives have solved your problems or made your life better. The only result has been their increased control over you at the cost of your freedom. Do you know why? You gave them the power.